Step 1, you want to get you some XLR cables, some male to female XLR cables, because we're going to go from the monitors of the x32 into the preamps of the SSL. So you see that I got it plugged in. No phantom power, no line, no high Z, nothing. You don't need none of those switches. You're gonna break your stuff. These are line level signals. It's enough power coming from the x32 that you don't need to actually use the power of the 48 volts from the preamps. Or you can come behind the x32 and use 15 and 16s for main left and main right. Okay, I like to use the monitors because the mute functions work and other things work, so that's what make me use the monitors instead of the left and right output on the back of the x32. Okay, all right. Step 2, wait, go back. You can also use the XLR to a 1/4 inch and do the same exact setup, but if you use the 1/4 inch on the SSL and you use the XLR on the Behringer x32, then you do have to press that line button on the SSL, okay? Or if you do it in reverse and you use the 1/4 inch on the x32 and you use the XLR on the SSL, then you still good. You don't have to use none of the switches, okay? Also, I want to mention that red tip black 1/4 inch wires, those are going to the speakers. Okay guys, don't forget, you see how this monitor mix says USB? You will not be able to hear what's coming to these if this is on USB. This is literally what you're playing on a computer through USB. But if you want to hear directly monitoring from your preamps, which you do in this situation, then you want to turn this to input so you can monitor the inputs, all right? So that's a key note there. So I'm just going to load Pro Tools here. It's froze, y'all. I'm trying to click it. It's froze. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. See, this the kind of stuff that pisses me off about Pro Tools. So this is what you will have to do in that circumstance. It's crazy that this happened during the tutorial. This rarely ever happens, but now that I'm shooting a tutorial, it happens. Y'all know how that go. So I'm gonna just force quit it. It's not loading correctly. So let's go ahead and try to relaunch that. I don't know what's up with Pro Tools right now. Y'all can see like my computer, you know, the memory pressure and certain stuff, you know, it's not going too crazy right now. So I don't know what's up. But these are some of the things that, you know, this is why I only mix in Pro Tools. Because no, y'all see all these DAWs I got down there. Keep my options open, you know, especially stuff like what Waves pulled. Man. So listen, just come here, create. Chords of Life. And I'm gonna just create blank. Just leave it just like that. And I'm just gonna make sure my playback engine is on the x32, so it's probably gonna reload. And I can leave that like that. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do while you're in Pro Tools, I'm not going to set up unnecessary tracks. I want y'all to see like how I really do it. So I'm going to just drop that in there over in the clip section. So this is what you do in Pro Tools. So as you can see, it shows you if your source is mono or stereo. So these are all stereo files, right? Then what I do from here, click on the top one, press shift on the bottom one to highlight them all, drag and drop them over here, right? Okay, so we got all our tracks. I'm gonna just hit save really quick, and then I'm gonna click, you see this little red, I'm gonna click in here, double click it, and I'm gonna put, let me see, hold on, I don't even remember the BPM. Okay, 118. And I'm gonna make the BPM 118. Out a little. So the first thing what we're going to do, as you can see, these are all going to just one channels, out 1 and 2. I don't want this. Okay, so let's go check our routing setup here in Pro Tools. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to create some new paths here. I'm going to make some stereo. I'm going to do 16 stereo channels. I'm going to call these outputs. Auto create sub paths. So outputs 1 through 16. So you see that when you select all of these in like this. Okay, let me see if Pro Tools. Let me do this with Shift Alt. See, Shift Alt, man. There we go. So hold that like that. Boom. So now we got all of those. Let's hit OK. Now when I come back here, Shift Alt Command. Yes, sirski. So we're gonna go to the outputs like that. And it's gonna see that output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Right? Now I can see them all coming on my x32. I'm gonna show y'all that on the camera in a minute, but let's finish the setup. Highlight everything. I'm gonna just copy that over one good time. Like that. So we can have something. And we need a good loop too. Good loop going. Okay, so this is what you do. Now, some of you guys were asking me, so how do you use the buses in the DAW off the x32 and stuff like that? Yo, to be honest, you gotta sacrifice tracks. Like, it's already limited because each one of the tracks aren't like stereo in itself. You actually got to use 2 tracks to make it stereo. So you really got 16, stereo channels instead of really like 32, like how they advertising it. So that's the big thing. So with that limitation and how I use and do music, it's just like I rarely ever use the x32 to mix as far as using like the EQ compressor and all that. I barely ever do that because I just get stuff done so much quicker with less of the limitations and stuff by just using the DAW, how it is. That being said, well, what you can do though, you can look at the back of the outputs. Look at the back of the outputs on the x32. Any one of those, you can, in order for you to make a bus, all you got to do, look at my 1 minute how to use x32 as a bus in my shorts, and you will be able to see how to use buses on the x32 without messing with the DAW, right? Everything you do on your x32, you can just use those outputs and get some XLR cables. Run them XLR cables to your SSL or another sound card and just record what you want recorded inside of a DAW. It's as simple as that. It's really, really easy. Instead of you sacrificing your channels, what I would do in this situation from here, so now Pro Tools is set up. Let's go on and launch Studio One and let's get the SSL set up in Studio One. All right, so let's just hit new here. Wait, okay, so you can see right here my setup down here. We already on the SSL here, and I don't want my buffer that big because I'm recording in this DAW, so I'll do 30. This is how you can get a higher sample rate from your x32. X32 caps out at 48 hertz, but this SSL go up to 192. Not hertz, kilohertz, sorry about that. So anyway, yeah, so if you wanted to, you can actually put this at 96, 88, or 192 or whatever your use case would be, and you can keep your master file. And it's that simple, but I'm gonna just go ahead and create a new here. I got all these little templates and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna just go blank So you see, like right here, I usually record at 96 kilohertz. I get less latency, and I'm not too worried about the file sizes. You know what I'm saying? This M1 can handle it for the most part, but don't get to trying to mixing with that 96 with this M1 mini. You gonna need a higher end spec'd out Mac M1 to be able to, or M2. You know, to get the full usage, or using these higher hertz or whatever. But I can record, you know, regular sessions in the studio at 96 just fine. All right, so I'm not going to name it or do anything, nothing. I'm going to just leave it just like this. Actually, since I'm recording this with you guys, I'm going to do 48 hertz for the sake of the video program. I don't want no crashes or, you know, misunderstandings with that. So the only thing you need to do here is just create one track. See, stereo. Right now you guys see that I'm actually talking to you guys here. Let's go up here, put none like that. Yeah. So yeah, you want channels, a stereo input, channels 1 and 2 coming in over here. I don't know why it's check. Here. Stereo input 1 plus 2. I don't want to do that. That's what I want to do. That's all I want to do. I don't know why I was glitching, y'all. I have no idea why I was doing that. Studio One, man. What's going on? Y'all don't want us to record them stereo inputs, huh? Ain't nobody trying to steal nothing. Damn. Okay, so we're set up here in Studio One. So I'm about to get off of this mic. stop it. So look, check this out real quick. I'm on my iPhone speaker. So listen. So in Studio One, I'm gonna go ahead and start recording ahead of time. And then I'm gonna put it on the grid later. So that's how I do it when I get my master. So let's say that's my mix. Even though that's not big, like I can mix it better. But let's just say that's my mix, okay? I'm gonna go start recording, then go in here and press play. That's all you gotta do. All right, so once you do that, you're pretty much done. So now when you're in Pro Tools, let's just say you want to do a bus or whatever. Now, if you just want to go ahead and let's say have your drums as the bus, all you got to do is just come to your board and mute the stuff that's not drums, and then create you a new track. Like you can call this master. Come back to Studio One, see what I'm saying? Duplicate that, call this drum bus. Right? Then record on that one like this, erase it, but you feel me? Then come back to Pro Tools, find the ones that you want to mute. Right? So we got the drums. So this is how I would get my drum bus. Easy, easy. Just record the stuff you want, you know? And that's it. That's all she wrote. That's what I do. So in here, you could get to using your plugins, get to doing everything you want on your board in Pro Tools normally, all your editing in Pro Tools and whatnot. Then when you ready to record, you just start the recording here like this in Studio One, go to Pro Tools and press play. That's how you do it. And then you get a little bit of that 4K magic. Let's go. Like, comment, and sub below. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.